Good evening and welcome to Lagos Studios. I am Adegboyega Labiran. As experts in the built sector continue to find lasting solution to the menace of building collapse in Lagos, Association of Civil Engineers has denied claims that its members are contributing to the challenges facing the built industry in the state. At the wake of the recent twin building collapse on the Lagos Island, the Building Control Agency of the state government blamed some of the challenges leading to such incidents on the activities of some civil engineers who certify documents of buildings they do not supervise. In response to the allegation, one of the leaders of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, Ola Adetono, says the claim is erroneous, arguing that it is legal structures while the client reserves the right to determine who undertakes the building construction.
I'm a civil engineer. I'm currently registered. I have my stamp and my seal, and I have various years of experience, so I'm qualified to seal a drawing, and I won't do that at the detriment of my certificates. Now after I do this, the client has a right to decide who he wants to give that building to, that drawing to construct. I don't have it to say, you must patronize me. So he takes his drawings away, he takes it for approval, he gets his approval, and he decides to use anybody for his construction.
Ola said there is an urgent need for the laws governing the built sector to be reviewed as part of measures to ensure sanity in the industry.
Policy. There is no authority looking into those areas. So that is why we as civil engineers, we're working now, working with current ERM, which is an evaluation and monitoring team, to go into the site and ensure that the people that are registered on the site doing the construction work are people that have their names registered in current.
She noted that the institution is doing its best to ensure that certified engineers undertake building constructions across the country. The Lagos State government has urged members of the public not to fall for the antics of some fraudulent people asking for monetary support on behalf of a mother of twins around Lasu Road in Gondo, whose case went viral recently on the social media. The malnourished twins and their mother have been trending on the social media, with some of the posts calling for financial assistance for the family. In response to the post, the Lagos State government urged members of the public not to fall for the antics of fraudulent people asking for monetary support on behalf of a mother of twins. Speaking today at a press briefing, Commissioner for Youth, Sports and Social Development, Agbola Dabiri, hinted that the woman, the twin, and her 3 other kids were currently in the custody of the state government undergoing rehabilitation in one of the Lagos State rehabilitation homes.
Of the Islamic teacher that they filed 4 kids. So where is a safe place for us to put our children? When you can't even have that confidence to put them in Islamic centers or churches, where do you want to put them? Is it with your neighbors? So that is the issue. We need the support of everybody, of schools, members of the public, members of the media. We need support of everybody to put a stop to this.
Dabiri also urged parents to be more careful and vigilant about movement of their words, especially the girl child, who are vulnerable as cases of abuse have been on the increase in recent times.
We swung into action immediately we got the information. So the circulation of the pictures must stop, and also people now using it to get money from charity, getting money all over the world, asking people to donate. There's nothing like that. Nobody should donate to any charity concerning this family. They are with us, and we're not asking for any donation from anybody. And any individual that does that should be reported to the appropriate body.
He enjoined residents of Lagos to avail themselves of the opportunity of the following numbers: 0907 733 3426 or 0817 245 7792 to report any case of abuse to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Social Development. Academic Staff Union of Research Institution, ASURI, is set to commence a warning strike on Wednesday, April 3, 2019. ASURI revealed in a press release that the strike action is an effort to start actualizing the National Research and Innovation Bill immediately. According to the release, the association intends to embark on the 3 days warning strike to draw attention of the Nigerian public to the neglect of research institutes with a resumption of their 2017 strike. The association says it will take a cue from ASU and other unions which have consistently been in the trenches for decades and are still unrelenting. And now the business news. Ahead of the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari for our second term in office, analysts are of the view that there is hope for a better Nigeria, taking into account different economic variables defining the state of the nation's economy. The analysts recall that with the reduction of the MPR by the Monetary Policy Committee to 13.5%, bankers are expected to reduce lending rates accordingly.
If you don't expect anything, you wouldn't be disappointed. Now, that was early in life. Now I have translated that to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. So I don't have any expectations from him whatsoever, because his last doing anything better, and hopefully it can't get any worse. So I have zero expectations of him.
However, some other economic variables have been described by some other analysts as unfavorable. These, they noted, include high unemployment rate and inflation rate still in the double digit arena.
If you want to start building again, you have to do a lot of things, pay a lot of sacrifice to make sure those things are put in place. We expect that things will get better, the economy get better, more jobs, and so many things that we expect him to put in place. So we only hope for the best, and we pray that God help him to do whatever they have promised.
As President Muhammadu Buhari awaits inauguration for a second term in office, some Nigerians are expectant of better days ahead, while some other Nigerians are indifferent. The head of the International Monetary Fund says the global economy is at a delicate moment, with a hope for rebound in growth later this year being threatened by a variety of factors, from such as rising trade tensions. IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde says the IMF does not expect a recession in its updated forecast to be released next week as long as policy missteps are avoided. She said one encouraging development was the move by the Federal Reserve to put interest rates on hold this year. Lagarde says that nobody wins a trade war. She said new IMF research shows that an increase in tariffs of 25 percentage points on all goods traded between the United States and China will reduce U.S. growth by 0.6 percentage points. Nigeria's recovery to have positive spillovers for West Africa economic growth. The African Development Bank, AFDB, says Nigeria's recovery in 2018 from economic recession will have positive spillovers for West Africa's regional growth trajectory over the short to medium terms. The president of the bank, Adeshina Akinwumi, made this known at the inauguration of 2019 African Economic Outlook and West African Regional Outlook in Abuja on Tuesday. Adeshina, represented by AFDB Senior Director in Nigeria, Ebrima Fall, said the country's dominance in the region has continued to overshadow other smaller economies and determine the economic performance in West Africa. He said that after the 2016 economic recession and the much improved growth rate of 1.9% in 2018 by Nigeria. Countries like Cote d'Ivoire made faster growth in economies with GDP of 7.4% and Senegal 7%. And now to the stock market report. Stockbrokers acting on the instructions of investors traded in a total of 377 million ordinary shares valued at 4.5 billion naira. When the closing bell rang, FCMB led the activity chart with 53.9 million ordinary shares valued at 99.9 million naira. Sterling Bank PLC came second on the activity chart with 41.4 million ordinary shares valued at 99.2 million naira. Dangote Cement topped the gainers chart with a 2 naira to close trading at 193 naira. Dangote Sugar came second with an 80 kobo gain to close at 15 naira. However, Nestle Nigeria PLC led the pack of losers with a drop of 15 naira to close trading at 1,400 naira. Better Glass PLC dropped 6 naira 45 kobo to close dealings at 58 naira 35 kobo. Osha Index closed trading at 30,226.77 points, all in a total of 4,018 transactions, while market capitalization came to a close at 11.3 million naira. And with that, we come to the end of the news from the Lagos studios of IATV. I am Adegboyega Labiron, thanking you for having stayed tuned. Good evening.